What up, guys? I'm back with another video, and today I want to talk about W-2 employees versus owner-operators or business owners, entrepreneurs, whatever title you want to give the individual who doesn't work for another entity, whether that be a business or someone else, right? A person. So listen, I want to talk about that today, man. You guys know I love when you get in the comments and you start interacting amongst each other. I don't care if the comments are negative comments or positive comments. I personally draw inspiration from both. Now, as long as the negative comments are respectful, I always allow those comments because, again, it gets my creative juices flowing and it gives me ideas and it gives me things to make videos about, like what I'm doing today. The only time I will send individuals to the block party is if they come on my platform with the disrespect. All right, I do not tolerate disrespect. I will send you to the block party, but as long as you have an opinion, we can agree to disagree all day, we can keep it respectful. Hey, you allowed on the platform, I welcome you because it creates dialogue. So what I want to talk about today is a few comments that I received over the past week or so about being an owner operator and how you shouldn't be working for nobody else. The main goal should be having your own business, right? I want to talk about that because I feel like in today's society, the word boss or being an entrepreneur and a business owner, especially the word boss, those words get thrown around so loosely. And I know it sounds sexy. A lot of people out there do want to become bosses. They do want to own their own business someday. And I think that's great, right? I own my own business. You guys probably see that Creative Realty and Investment LLC sign in some of my videos when I'm in my office. It's still active because I do plan on acquiring some real estate and putting it all into my LLC. But I don't want to talk about my business. I want to talk about comments that I get when I see people say the main goal should be becoming an owner operator. Listen, and this is my philosophy and this is just my thoughts on this topic. You already know I want to hear you guys' thoughts in the comment section about this. Now, my thoughts just doesn't apply to owner operators or trucking. It applies to any type of entrepreneur position, just entrepreneurs in general. And not all entrepreneurs think this way, and not all business owners think this way, but there are some individuals out there who feel like if you're not your own boss or you don't own your own business and you're still working for somebody, then they look at you as being inferior to them. And that's just something that I disagree with wholeheartedly. My personal opinion, you could be a W-2 employee and you can also be a business owner, right? It's nothing wrong with doing both. It's nothing that says you can't do both if that's what you want to do. But beyond that, even if you're just a W-2 employee and that's all you want to be as a W-2 employee, it's nothing wrong with that. So for the people who feel like working for somebody or a company or whatever the case may be is just such a bad thing, let me remind you that some of the wealthiest people in the world are W-2 employees. Look at professional athletes, NBA players, NFL players, MLB players. All of these guys are W-2 employees. They work for the owners of these teams. The owners' names are on their paychecks, all right? You don't have to believe me, you can Google it. These guys are getting W-2s and they're multimillionaires. Now, that's not to say that they don't own their own businesses. I'm sure some of them have businesses that they own, right? A lot of professional athletes, they have businesses. So it's nothing wrong with working for a company or work for somebody else. Not everybody has dreams and aspirations or goals to be a boss or entrepreneur, and there's nothing wrong with that. There are, believe it or not, there are some W-2 employees that, when you talk about from a monetary standpoint, have more than some entrepreneurs out there. There are some entrepreneurs out there that are struggling to stay afloat, and probably the best thing for them to do is to go back to being a W-2 employee. But you know why they won't do it? Because ego, right? A lot of people have egos. instead of doing what makes the most sense from a financial standpoint, they'll go into debt, all because they want to have this title. They want to have this title of being a boss because it sounds sexy. It looks sexy when you put it in your profile. I'm an entrepreneur, or I'm a boss, I'm a CEO, or this or that, right? It looks sexy, it sounds sexy. But a lot of people who are entrepreneurs right now are not having a lot of success. A lot of them aren't. Even when you look at the owner operators out there that was entrepreneurs, right? I can't tell you how many videos that I've read the comments and I've seen owner operators say, look, I sold all my equipment. I'm going back to becoming a company driver. Now, why is it that some owner operators out there failed at becoming an owner operator? And I wouldn't even necessarily say they failed at it, because I'm pretty sure that those owner operators that went out there, they took massive action and they took a chance, they took a risk to go out and pursue dreams of becoming an owner operator. I'm pretty sure that they learned some things that the next time they go out there and take that leap of faith, they'll probably have more success at it, right? Because they learn from their mistakes. A lot of people try to jump into entrepreneurship prematurely, and maybe they don't have all the knowledge, maybe they don't have all the funding, and they get out there, they take the leap of faith, and within a year, they're back to square one again. It's great that you want to become an entrepreneur and you want to take massive action. I applaud that, right? I think that's incredible. I have a huge amount of respect for every entrepreneur out there, for every business owner out there, especially if you're successful and you're profitable in your business. I think that's amazing, right? We need entrepreneurs, we need business owners, we need job creation. So I have a lot of respect for those individuals, but I have a problem with the entrepreneurs or the business owners that feel like anybody that's not that is inferior to them. Not everybody wants to be an entrepreneur. Not everybody has dreams or goals or aspirations to be an entrepreneur. That doesn't make them less than or inferior to someone who is, right? And like I said, in many cases, the W-2 employees are oftentimes more successful than the entrepreneur. It's never about how much money you make. It's always about how much money you keep. I just read a comment from an individual who was an owner operator. I seen him state that it was a company driver. He was making like $2,000 a week, right? The owner operator was saying like $2,000 a week, that's still good money. That's more than what I'm making right now. After I pay all my expenses, I'm not even bringing home $2,000 a week. I'm thinking about selling everything and going back to becoming a company driver. This was a comment that I read yesterday. Now, $2,000 a week is nothing to the owner operators out there that are really running a successful business. Like, that's a drop in the bucket. If you want to be an owner operator out there, I say go for it. But I also say get the knowledge, get the know-how, learn the ins and outs about the business, and then take the massive action. Just have a plan. Understand the responsibilities that comes along with being an entrepreneur and owning your own business. Again, I feel like a lot of people jump out there prematurely because they get excited and they get people talking to them and they take this action, and then they get out there and within a year, 6 months, they fail. You could be an entrepreneur and still have your 9 to 5. You could do that. Or if you want to just go full-time entrepreneur and get out of your comfort zone and leave your 9 to 5, you can do that as well. But just have a plan. And at the end of the day, please don't be like some of these individuals out here that feel like if you're not an entrepreneur or you're not a boss or a business owner and you're working for somebody else, then I'm better than you. Don't have that type of mindset. Be humble. Wherever you are in life, be humble. Don't ever feel like you're better than somebody else just because you have a title. That doesn't mean anything. I also feel like it's important for everybody to be working harder on themselves than they do on their jobs. All right. So pick up some new skills, read, learn, educate yourself on different things that can make you more valuable as a human being. Continue to grow as a person, continue to develop as a person, and just be a better individual. All right. In all facets. Listen, the more value you can bring to the marketplace, the more money you can make. Let me know your thoughts. What do you think about the W-2 employee versus the owner operator or the business owner or the entrepreneur? How do you guys feel about that? Do you feel like both roles are equally as important? That's all I got for you today, guys. I'll catch you on the next one.